TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom ve'erev tov, good evening. Welcome to our daily TV7 Israel News Bulletin broadcast from Jerusalem. The terror organization Ansar-Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe in Yemen, has joined the war in support of the Ayatollah regime in Iran. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Washington is going to achieve its objectives in Iran in a matter of weeks. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu approves plans for the IDF in its offensive in Lebanon. The Islamic Republic of Iran is desperately trying to survive unceasing military pressure by the United States and Israel. As the Ayatollah regime's options to sustain are slowly but surely taken out, it has begged the terror organization Ansar-Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe in Yemen, to join the RGC and Tehran's Lebanese proxy Hezbollah in their efforts to endure. Ultimately, after 4 weeks of refusing to join the fight, the Houthis have now acquiesced to Iran's request.
نفذت قواتنا المسلحة.
With Allah's help and reliance upon Allah, the Yemeni armed forces carried out the second military operation in the Holy Jihad battle, with a barrage of cruise missiles and drones targeting several vital and military sites belonging to the Zionist enemy in southern occupied Palestine. This operation coincided with the military operations being carried out by our Mujahideen brothers in Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon, and, by the grace of Allah, it successfully achieved its objectives.
وحققت أهدافها بنجاح بفضل الله.
It is important to stress that all of the incoming projectiles from Yemen have been successfully intercepted.
There was fire from Yemen towards Israel. This fire was intercepted by our defense systems. Before embarking on the operation and throughout it, we had prepared for the possibility that the Houthi terrorist regime would also try to fire at Israel. Anyone who tries to harm Israeli citizens will pay a price.
Meanwhile, the IDF is closely cooperating with U.S. Central Command, continuing to degrade the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps and other Ayatollah regime targets alongside its Lebanese proxy Hezbollah.
The IDF is attacking nonstop, both in Iran and in Lebanon. We are working together with the United States military and pursuing the Iranian terrorist regime. At the same time, the IDF is also attacking Hezbollah. We are dismantling their capabilities and increasing the pressure. We have an opportunity to fundamentally change the situation. The achievements are very good, but there are still risks, both to our forces and to the Israeli home front. We continue to operate according to a plan, with a systematic and extensive attack that was prepared in advance and constantly adapted to the situation. During the Shabbat day, the shooting from Iran and Lebanon continued towards Israel.
General Defrin further revealed that within a few weeks, the IDF will complete the destruction of all of Iran's vital military industry installations.
Under the direction of the Chief of Staff, we have deepened the damage to Iran's military industries. Now I can reveal that within a few days we will complete the attacks on all of the vital components for the industry. This means that we will destroy most of the military production capabilities, and it will take the regime a long time to restore them. Yesterday, the Air Force attacked 2 major factories. We attacked the only uranium production plant of its kind in Iran. In fact, it was the first link in the value chain for producing nuclear weapons. In addition, we attacked the heavy water reactor in Iraq, where the regime had planned to produce materials for developing nuclear weapons. This is a facility that we have already attacked in the past, but we have seen that the regime is trying to restore it. We are denying more and more capabilities that threaten Israel's security.
It is important to highlight that U.S. Central Command and the IDF have successfully eliminated hundreds of Iranian regime targets over the weekend. In parallel, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, after concluding his participation in the G7 meeting in France, emphasized that Washington's allies were fully on board America's objective to frustrate the Ayatollah regime's determined efforts to achieve nuclear weapon capabilities.
We had really good meetings, and obviously it was an opportunity to talk to our allies of the G7 and outline the perspective of what we have going on with Iran. We talked about a lot of things, but obviously in the Iran operation, And we're very clear, as we've been from the very beginning. The objectives of this mission have been clear from the very first night the President announced it. We're going to destroy Iran's Navy. We've destroyed their Air Force. We're going to basically destroy their ability to make missiles and drones in their factories. And we're going to substantially, and I mean dramatically, reduce the number of missile launchers so that they cannot hide behind these things to build a nuclear weapon to threaten the world. As the Department of War has consistently outlined, we are on or ahead of schedule in that operation and expect to conclude it at the appropriate time here in a matter of weeks, not months, and the progress is going very well. Obviously, we have some work to do. We have to finish the job, and we are finishing that job.
Secretary Rubio further underscored that once Operation Epic Fury achieves its goals, America's allies and partners will have to engage in opening the Strait of Hormuz.
Immediately after this thing ends, and we're done with our objectives, one of the immediate challenges we're going to face is an Iran that may decide that they want to set up a tolling system in the Straits of Hormuz. Not only is this illegal, it's unacceptable, it's dangerous to the world, and it's important that the world have a plan to confront it. The United States is prepared to be a part of that plan. We don't have to lead that plan, but we're happy to be a part of it. But these countries have a lot at stake, not just the G7 countries, but countries in Asia and all over the world have a lot at stake and should contribute greatly to that effort to ensure that neither the Straits of Hormuz or frankly any international waterways should ever be something that's controlled or tolled by a nation state or by a terroristic government like the one that exists in Iran today in that radical clerical regime. So there seemed to be a lot of buy-in to that concept. There's a lot of work happening right now. The UK has played a prominent role in bringing that together, but other countries as well. And there seems to be a lot of acceptance of all that. And our allies and partners here, at least to me, seem to be appreciative of updates on our operation and an understanding of what lies ahead over the next few weeks.
Despite a number of senior Western sources confirming to TV7 that the United Kingdom has indeed voiced its keen inclination to lead efforts to forcibly open the Strait of Hormuz, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer continues to overtly maintain his Chamberlain-like position.
This is not our war and we're not going to get drawn into it. What we have done is taken defensive action. So we've had our pilots up in the air since an hour or two after this war started, defending British lives, British interests, and of course our allies in the region. We're allowing our bases to be used for defensive action to protect British lives and British interests and our allies in the region. And we are looking to see what we can do in the Straits of Hormuz, but we're not going to get dragged into this war.
Meanwhile, on board Air Force One, President Donald Trump responded to a question on whether he expected Gulf Arab countries to join the fight against Iran.
Do you want to see Gulf countries that are being attacked by Iran to start to fight back?
They are fighting back. Saudi Arabia is fighting back hard. Qatar is fighting back. UAE is fighting back. Kuwait's fighting back. Bahrain is fighting back. They're all fighting back. Actually, they were surprised to be hit. I was very surprised they got hit. And once they got hit, they started fighting very well. We're very strong communications with all of those countries, and they've all been fighting. They're 100% on our side.
President Trump continued by claiming that negotiations with the Iranians, to include direct talks, were progressing very well.
So we've had very good negotiations today with Iran, getting a lot of the things that they should have given us a long time ago. We'll see how it works out, but they're very good. Moving along very nicely. And they've destroyed a lot of additional targets today. The Navy's gone, the Air Force has gone, and we know that. We destroyed many targets today. It was a big day. And we are negotiating with them directly and indirectly.
Turning to Israel's north, where Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, accompanied by Jerusalem's top security officials, toured the IDF Northern Command and after receiving a situational assessment, approved plans moving forward.
I have just concluded a situational assessment at Northern Command with the Defense Minister, the IDF Chief of Staff, the head of Northern Command, and also the division commanders. I met brave commanders who are determined to strike at our enemies and remove the danger from our borders. We are in a multi-arena campaign. We are striking with immense force against Iran and its proxies. We are achieving great accomplishments, achievements that are creating visible cracks in the terrorist regime in Tehran. Iran is not the same Iran, Hezbollah is not the same Hezbollah, and Hamas is not the same Hamas. These are no longer terrorist armies that threaten our existence. These are battered enemies fighting for their own survival. Instead of them surprising us, we are surprising them. We are the ones acting, we are the ones attacking, we are the ones taking the initiative, and we are deep within their territory.
While the Prime Minister also seized the opportunity to emphasize Jerusalem's proactive support for Israel's northern residents, Netanyahu stressed that with God's help, Israel will undoubtedly prevail.
A word to the residents of the north, I am aware of your great hardship. I have instructed government ministries to assist you very generously. I ask of you, as I ask of all of you, citizens of Israel, continued patience, continued steadfastness. I send from here, on your behalf, condolences to the families of our heroes who fell in the campaign for our existence. I want to express my appreciation, and that of the entire nation, to the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces, and especially to the reservists and their families, who have stood at the front and the home front for over 2 years. We are determined, we are fighting, and with God's help, we are winning.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News, which is made possible by the generosity of our viewers. If you'd like to help support TV7 Israel, which is exclusively donation-based, you can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Please keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem and redemption of Israel. I'm Jonathan Essen wishing you a Shavua Mevorach, and God willing, until our next update, Shalom from Jerusalem.